Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin. I'm having a little bit of espresso made into coffee-ish. My son, it's kind of nice sometimes when your adult children live with you, because he bought this really fancy machine that I would have never thought to invest in. But I have to say the coffee's pretty good. I spent most of my years on decaf. I like this new caffeine stuff as I get older. There's my pile behind me. Let's walk away. Walk away, walk away. We'll get to that later today. So I definitely wanted to do a couple things with you. I wanted to, can you see me? It got dark. I got behind the boat barn. Actually, it was just my screen. Anyhow, I have a couple things I wanted to do with you today. With me, for sure. I have to prune those grapes. I wanted to give you a little bit of a table update here. And then I've got to get these peppers in the ground. And I feel like I'm missing something. But once that espresso kicks in, maybe I'll remember it. It's not hitting me right now. Oh, pull weeds. I can always pull weeds. Okay, so since we're at the grow table right here, let's go ahead and do a little update on things here. And as you saw in yesterday's video, I still have the peppers here. They need to go out ASAP, because every day lost in one of these little seedling trays is a day that they're lost in spreading the roots and getting taller somewhere else. And I think these paprika peppers are going to go into a tub. I have some extra tubs down there. Oh, I got to get the cassava in the ground too. Yes, that's probably one of the other things. Okay, so I'm going to get a tub and we're going to fill it up and get these in at least the paprika into a tub, and then these in the ground somewhere. I have leaf lettuce basil that needs to go in the ground too. I have a leftover, I thought it was a snapdragon and it looks like I'm right. It needs to go in the ground. I have these Everglades tomatoes here. I have a few of them on the table, and they were, that one's growing sideways now. There's a name for that, I forgot. But it'll straighten up here as I leave it. The sun will straighten it up. But a couple of these were for people and friends. I gave away a couple, but I still have like 4, 5, 6, 7 left. So I know a nice little plant stand I might put them at, or at that the Daisy Fest plant festival, whatever it is. These are my gold African marigolds that were up front last year. So I have some of them off the, into cups, and then some of them germinated later, and I need to get those in cups. I have Kalbasa Seminole babies. I was just gifted these, so they need their own cups and homes. Actually, I should text a friend, because I think a friend might need these more than I do. These are my South Wind cucumber babies that came from Seed the Stars. And can you see, they've kind of stunted, whereas their counterparts that are in the ground are already, another inch or two above them. So I might have to create some sort of cattle panel somewhere. There's one just opened up in South Garden, but we're not going to put anything there. We could, or I could just pull down that whole fence over there at South Garden, and I could put it elsewhere, because I don't think I want it. It's so weird, because it's like March, what is today? March 11th or 12th? And I have to think about where I want things in fall for rotation. So that's going to make a difference. I don't like where the cattle panel is there at the moment. It's really close with where the tomatoes are, so I want that to be gone. But these sure could use that cattle panel. So anyhow, we'll come back to that later as I think on it. Ignore this, we call the murder weapon. Oh, this is Salvatierra Select. This needs to go like up here. Up here. These are paste tomatoes. Actually, they need to just go in the ground. So, okay, there's a little story here, and this is a mistake that I made, and I frequently make it from time to time. But anyhow, a lot of these things were all started, and then a cold snap hit. So my Salvatierra Select, my Federal paste, those are both paste. My Black Beauty eggplant loves heat. Pigeon peas love heat. Watermelon don't necessarily love heat, but anyhow, this whole thing had only about like 10% germination rate. So I had 2 of these paste tomatoes come up. None of the Federal, which I know the seed was good. So this is a temperature and a human issue. I made that messy. This one takes 3 weeks and some heat, so that's okay that it's sitting there. I have 1 lone Black Beauty. Now, that's about all I need. So I can pull this out and put it in a cup. Boy, I need to do some table work, don't I? I have 2 pigeon peas. If that's all God gives me, then I'm okay with that, because I heard that they are quite prolific. And then the watermelon. So I don't know if you can see this, but I had watermelon come up and never really put roots in. And it's just, see, there's another one. And then I had 2 come up here, and I already threw that seed away. I don't know, maybe they need to be pushed down harder or something. The white one, nothing ever came up. So and that was 212, all right? That's already 3 weeks away, or 3 weeks ago. So I went ahead, and I thought I was safe because it was warmer. So I took the same leftover seeds that I was going to save for next year, and I put them in here. And, oh, this is their tag for the orange seedlings, and this is my tag for it. And then the other red watermelons. So we'll see if these pop up. I'm a little disappointed that they did not pop up within like 3 days. Perhaps the seed was bad on here. And then oh, that's right, I did do 4 sugar baby watermelons in here. Now, if none of this watermelon works out, then I've had a complete watermelon failure, because I really wanted watermelon like in the ground sometime late February by March 1st. And it's okay, like I think you could still go all the way to April 1st easily. But this is not giving me hope right here that I can't get anything to germinate. I suppose I could go around the stores and shop for watermelon and possibly spend a fortune on 1 or 2 plants and get it. But by the time I do that, I might just be able to buy a watermelon instead and use that ground. I could use it for my pumpkins. I was still going to use it for the fall pumpkins. So I have that Georgia Bulldog, which is sort of reddish orange. And then that was developed here. It came from the same company. I hope the seed works. And I can do pigeon peas up there. So all is not lost if I don't get watermelon. Plus I got roselle still. I'm waiting for these days to warm up, and it's staying pretty cool at night. We're in the 50s. Last night we were at 53, and of course I'm enjoying it personally, but it's not. Some plants love it, then seedling starting is not loving it. So let me go ahead and start talking about a couple other things. So with this kind of as a failure, I went ahead back to my seed box. Oh, I also had a friend in the hospital, so I started these big beefs for her. And then I came across some older seed, which I'm really happy these just came up, because I thought I only had 1. Now I have 5 of the bruschetta brown. That is a really old variety, and I'm not even sure if it's heirloom or high. I would think it's heirloom. Been on a napkin for years. And then I had the Abu Ruan, which has probably been on a napkin for about 3 years. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. They were late to come up too. And my own saved Immokalee seeds. So I guess then we could make the argument that the temperatures aren't too low to germinate. Maybe it's the watermelon seed. Maybe it's the the pigeon pea seed. What is, well, it can't be my federal or Salvatore seed because it's a bit of a mystery. Those things were new seed I bought in the fall over winter or somewhere in there. Oh, that's kind of crazy. So anyhow, I have these coming along. They're doing fine. I may dust them with a little bit of food. Everything needs fertilizer, to be honest. And then I have, what is this going on? This is that little Julia tomato is what somebody called it to me. It's a paste tomato and it's really small. I started in a cup. I just squeezed. My friend Tracy had 2 different tomatoes that I grabbed. One was a patio tomato that was so delicious. Y'all love the Everglades because it works in a heat, but so do other cherry tomatoes. She's had this tomato a year and a half already, and it's a patio tomato. And I saw it on Friday, and then I saw it on this day too, in the 3rd week of February. So it's like going as well as any Everglades, and I think the flavor is better. So I squished it in here, and I need to separate these because they're getting too big for a cup and to be like that. Uh-oh, looks like Mr. Squirrel got in here. Y'all forgive me, my voice is a little bit raspy today. And then this is the paste tomato, as I was saying, and there's 30 babies. I gave away at least a dozen to a friend. Hold on, buddy. Don't eat the fig leaves. He loves fig leaves. Buddy, come on. You had chicken with breakfast. It's not like you're starving. For years now, he loves figs. So anyhow, I'm going to give back some of these back to Miss Tracy, who gave me the original piece of fruit. So I'm going to put these probably in a little starter pack or something, you know, like that, and give them back to her so she has a few for her spring garden. And the rest I am also just going to put somewhere. So did that, oh, the French Mexican tarragon, excuse me, this is the Mexican tarragon or Mexican mint marigold. I don't know why they call it a marigold, maybe just because the color of the blooms. There is nothing marigold about it, and it is quite good to be used in cooking. I'll have to look up to see if there's medicinal uses too. And then this is Ciso spinach right here. And I think that catches you up. And then this is just a lifesaver cactus, which actually needs a little bit of attention and thinning out. I thin it out about every other year. So we probably could give some to friends as well. Yeah, I would like to get a couple more terracottas because that works really good with this. All right, now that I've talked your ears off for 13 minutes and 20 seconds, let me grab my pruners somewhere. So a couple videos ago, I pruned this grape vine. This is Summit Muscadine. Oh, don't be confused with the first cattle panel. That one's a whole nother beast. Just the second cattle panel. And we let a lot of light in. That was 2 videos ago. And so it's still dormant, and I caught that in time. I made this great little trellis across. That'll be so cool. I think I may even clean up this area. You know, I'll leave like 1 or 2 of the oyster plant. This is also sometimes called Moses Cradle. I don't see the blooms, but sometimes it'll have these little white cradle-like blooms in there. Anyhow, I don't see one right now. I might even mow this eventually off camera. But for now, I've got to get this beast under control. I do have the ladder on standby. I have the elderberry already blooming. So this is going to be really tough in here. I'm not going to probably bring you along for it, I don't think. But I do need to take some of the elderberry, like all this that's over here that is shading out the grapevine. This grape will never fruit if I don't get some of this elderberry off of here. So I may put you guys in time lapse and get this done real quick. Or do you want to? But it's got the zoom zooms. It's a good day for zoom zooms. It's cold out here. Yeah. Okay, let's do time lapse. Okay, so the grapevine itself is actually done. Uh-oh, might have to look at that. I didn't catch that part. And I took quite a bit off. I had some really nice spurs. Here, I'm gonna put the blue back on there. I had some nice spurs right here, but then it got all weird, and I've had it before travel all the way across. Actually, here's the piece. It's not attached to anything. That's funny. Gotta get that out. But I decided to stop it here since the elderberry is, I don't want to hit it with the pruners too hard, especially right now. It's about to give me medicine. So I'm just gonna share the cattle panel with the grapes over here and let this stay shaded. And it is beautiful to walk through too. It does need still a clean out in there, but it's off of the cattle panel at the moment. And I'm gonna come back in here, cut a little bit harder, just on these couple of things right here touching. But the grape is done. The spurs are nice there. I got a couple spurs here. I let it travel across and stop right there. I had a couple more spurs here, there. I don't know about that one. It may even be better. You know, I'm not sure if there's a science or an art to it. It's a little bit of both. You know, I want grapes eventually over this. So this is a cane right here. Well, actually, this is a cane right here. And then I've allowed a spur to become like a cane. I don't know, grape people, don't judge me too hard. I'm still new to the terminologies and how to prune. But I would love for this to be covered with grapevines right here. So, you know, I don't have to go to here, but there were some nice spurs. That's called a spur, that part right there. So I'm just gonna leave it because I already did such a hard prune everywhere else. Okay, I don't want to over talk that. I'm going to attack this elderberry next. Okay, this one was definitely touching. This is elderberry. This was definitely touching the cattle panel, but I chose to leave this because it actually has a pretty good sized top to it, and it'll shoot out many blooms and berries for me right here. But there's some more. Boy, I swear you just don't see things sometimes, especially until the camera turns on. But I left this one. This is actually longevity spinach, which has my permission to come through here. Oh, look, here's another one. And it's got roots. Oh, we need to find that a home right away. Anyhow, I took out as much vine as possible. I guess I should work more like around this corner as well. That would be an excellent place for some of those paprika peppers. Right in here, I used to, oh my goodness, one of the best cayenne pepper years I ever had was grown right there. I only had 2 or 3 plants, and that thing produced and produced and produced. Oh my goodness. So anyhow, I'm gonna have to get on the inside. This is, so I don't think this is Aerovine. I think this is an invasive one. I just saw it on Facebook. Some gardening group had it. See how it's attacking the base and the trunk of my elderberry? The reason why I didn't tackle that right this minute is because I'm gonna need some gloves. And it likely has some protective sap on it that will burn me and give me, you know, some time on steroids if I'm not careful. So I need to get some gloves on for that. I probably won't do that with you guys. Yeah, that's gonna take some time, but it is. Look, have you ever seen elderberry trunk? They're kind of gnarly looking with all the knots and stuff, and they do tend to bust. They do break a lot during windstorms and hurricanes. Look, here's That's a grapevine right there. Well, it's attached. This is the grapevine right here. I could stand to give it a little bit more love. Hold on, I'll just be back when it's done. Okay, so let me just kind of show you. I'm going to take off this part. It's already gone up and over. So let me cut that. And throw that right there. And then this is how slow, it's going to be so extremely slow. But here's part of the vine. So I get this is how I do it. I get my scissors in there. There's roots. Oh, there's tons of roots. So if you have little narrow pruners or scissors, get in there and then try to just wedge it off. Oh, there you go. If you have to, just take it like segment by segment. I hate this thing. If I could eradicate it from my yard, I would. Oh. Wish I never let it get started. I mean, it's. I didn't plant it. It just started here. Oh, anyhow, this is going to take me forever. So I need both hands. All right, bye, y'all. All right, I started getting warm. Took my sweater off. But listen, I'm going to camp out right here, probably for another couple hours. I'm going to go have breakfast and camp out here for quite some time today. I have been working not only on this trunk, I got it completely free. Some of these little roots though, I shouldn't be touching those. I'll go wash my hands. But you know, they are coming off. It was a booger, segment by segment. It'll make you want to curse for sure. I took some dead stuff off. Yeah, but I need to clean that up. I didn't see that. But essentially I'm liking this. I'm pulling whatever this invasive vine out from here. I'm trying to leave the good stuff like longevity spinach in here. Uh-oh, I broke it. Uh-oh. And here's some more longevity spinach. No, wait. That is beautyberry. Okay, we got to dig that out. And, you know, the vines were starting to go up the tree. They do that every year. So I think I'm going to camp out in my ugly space, and there's no reason that you guys have to suffer through this ugliness with me. But just know that I'm finally tackling some stuff that I really needed to do. And I have just unearthed the same ridiculous vine going up my guava now. So that'll be the next podcast that I listen to. I've got my garbage can here, my gloves and all, and I'm just I'm gonna get off my foot for a minute, eat, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm just gonna finish this. No other project is more important than this right today. Y'all, it's like 4 or 5 hours later, a couple sermons later, talk with the mail lady, lunch, you know. I feel like we have accomplished something. It's still not perfect over on this side, but I actually did grab a lot of weeds there. I cleared out a lot of the vines in here, this tree, and on the guava. Right there, you see it's got a beautiful clean base now. And all of this is all cleaned out. I filled up all 4 garbage cans. Plus I have a pile here waiting for once those cans get emptied today. I cleaned out this whole section. I had a vine, sorry buddies, talking to somebody, but there was a grapevine that was here that never did really well. I ripped that out. Took out most of the oyster plant here. I think I'm gonna put some of those hot chili peppers right here. And I'm really happy. I'm not done. There's some of this is actually loose, just piled there as well because I didn't feel like walking it to here. But y'all, it wasn't everything on my list today. But some days you just go, okay, tomorrow's another day. We'll fight that battle with whatever else it was. I need to do that flower bed because bulbs are coming next week for gladiolus and ranunculus and cannas. So anyhow, today we got done what we could get done today, and I am pretty happy with that. I can finally wipe that grapevine monkey off my back. The elderberries all freed up and beautiful and blooming. The guava's doing its thing. I'm not afraid of snakes in here anymore, and that's a real possibility. You know, I got stuff. I'll always have stuff. You'll always have stuff especially if you have food forest. But that's the beauty of the food forest, is that you are supposed to do, you know, it's relaxed gardening over here. We're not supposed to worry about everything over here. So with that said, I will probably go in, figure out what's for dinner, take a bath, and collapse. I'll sleep so good tonight. That was hours of work in here, but it's a good day. So you guys take care. God bless. And I'll see you for the next one. I'm going to pick something easier. All right, bye.